Hey guys and girls, Nuka Cutie here, and today we are doing another Sims 4 house build. This is a modern playhouse, and not modern playhouse as in a child's playhouse. It's more like a family playhouse. It has a lot of options for just family activities that will, just I don't know, just be a lot of fun. There'd be great party places in this house. The basement, I'm calling it the basement, it's the first floor. The first floor is the basement. I didn't actually put it in the basement because I wanted, if I had my way, I would use a terrain tool to make it kind of like hilly on the sides of the place so that part of it would actually be underground, but I wanted the back especially to be accessible to the outside because I wanted it to be like where you could walk right out of the basement area to the pool. So I did, instead, to make that work for me, I kind of just made the first floor as though it was a regular first floor, but I shortened the roof, or not the roof, the walls to make it the shorter walls, and then the top floor is some of the taller walls, just to kind of add a little bit of, I don't know, just kind of add something to it to make it seem as though that it was in fact the basement, whereas the top floor is the living area. So I wanted it to feel very different from the top floor. So then the basement itself is going to have, I'm calling it a butler's room. It'll be a butler's bedroom, a butler's bathroom, and then the whole play area part. It'll have like it's got a workout room. It has a foosball table. There's a DJ booth down there and a bar and dancing and karaoke. So it's a really, really fun place to be. I imagined a really fun, like vibrant family that had like, I put a family together for this house so that I would kind of have an idea of how I wanted it to come together. So it was a mother and father and a teenage boy and a toddler girl, and they want to fit in the neighborhood. They're very, very charismatic. They want to be friends with everybody and have lots of parties and hangouts, but then they're not quite as I don't know, they're not quite as beige as the rest of the neighborhood, I guess. And not saying the beige is bad, but it's just they're more like hippie, not my style really, but it worked so well with this family, and I just felt like that was their artistic view. It just felt like that's what they needed and what they thrived on and what made them so much fun. So they have, the interior is very colorful, very, I don't know, just kind of random. And sometimes, you might look at some of the stuff and be like, what the heck was she thinking? But it was made for a specific family, but the house itself has such amazing options to you can get rid of some of the stuff and rework the inside, and it could be completely different. It could be, the first floor could be a first floor, and then, or you could even turn the first floor into like a in-laws home underneath the main home. I don't know. It's got a lot of options. There's a lot of room that you could add lots of other bedrooms if you wanted to have a larger family in this house. It's a little tight-ish on the top floor for a family like this, but I felt like that was kind of the point. They want to be around each other. They wanted to be close to each other. So it worked for this family, for them to all have their bedrooms on the same floor right there next to each other, and the living room right there, and everything just worked out pretty well for this. Excuse you, that was my dog. Worked out pretty well for the family itself. So it was just a lot of fun to build. The one thing that didn't work out for me the way I wanted, other than, of course, me playing with 6 million windows, is, well, I guess there were two things really. The roof didn't come together quite as I had hoped, and the only reason I say that is because it's very flat from map view. From map view, it just looks kind of not as nice, I guess. I mean, from playing it, it looks good. I think it looks good. I kind of wish it did have a little bit more life to it, but I couldn't for the life of me figure out what to do to fix that. So if you fix it, please let me know. I would love to see any redesigns on this house. It would be so much fun, and we could all play it and share stories. I think that would be so fun. So if you do that, if you do have any redesigns of the house or suggestions, even leave them in the comments, because I really would love to hear them. But back to the thing. The roof was a problem just because the map view. I didn't like how flat it was. I wanted it to have, I thought some color might help. I even tried putting grass on it, but it looked more like a Hobbit's house, which I loved. I loved that look, but it didn't fit the neighborhood. It didn't fit the modern neighborhood. So I couldn't stick with that. And then the other thing that didn't work out very well was the stairs on the interior. I was going to have stairs accessible to the basement in the inside of the home, but it didn't work out for me. I didn't like how they fit. When they came together from the bottom floor to the top floor, it was in a really awkward spot in the bottom floor where I wanted it to go, where I specifically wanted it to go, because I could have put it, somewhere else, but it just didn't work. It just didn't flow for me. So the way it was going to go was that it would just be in the bottom, it would be in some real awkward spot, and then you would literally walk up straight to a window, and you would have to walk around, and it didn't work that well for me. And then if you didn't do that in the basement, you would have to walk straight to a wall to turn up to go up the stairs. So instead, here where you just saw me put that one tree, I take the tree and I move it, and I end up putting a little backyard balcony as well to have access to the basement. So you can just pretty much walk down there to the pool area and walk through the little bar area. So the basement is a completely separate entity, which is kind of nice, because say the teenagers decided to have some parties in the basement and the parents were like, nah, we're going to stay upstairs and go to sleep, it really wouldn't bother them much, because they would be completely separate. There wouldn't be stairs or anything that would kind of make the sound travel. So that's kind of nice. But it didn't start the way I wanted, but I love the way it turned out. I love the way I was able to just kind of make it function. I was trying to figure out for this landscape, which I enjoyed doing. It took me a long time to figure out, but I enjoyed doing it. I tried to do, like a little border around, but you can't really have a border that's, rounded. And I felt like it needed to be rounded. I feel like with everything being so square, everything being so sharp, the landscaping having some movement would be a nice counter. So I was trying really hard to do that, but the ground terrain spray was really the only way I could do it, because I couldn't get it to work with the little like square flowers or even the little triangular flowers. It just didn't work for me. It didn't come together quite like I liked. See, here's me trying them out. So I just ended up adding height. I ended up going with a lot of greenery, a lot of shrubs. I even put this blue one in there. I don't know if it stayed in there because it ended up getting covered up. So it's kind of like a little secret in there. But I'm not sure if it's still in there or not. I might have just been like, no, it's not working. Because it was very different from everything else in the landscaping. But I thought it needed a little something. Now, I don't know. I can't tell if it's still over there or not. Now I want to go back to my house and get rid of some of them and see if it's still there. Be my little trademark for my videos. I always have a little hidden, whatever you want to call it. I can't remember what they call that, but it's something bubble gum or something. I can't remember. But so instead of the other flowers, I did a little bit of spray flowers because I couldn't get it to work the way I wanted. And this house took me so very, very long. I did it in 3 parts. Just this was 3 parts. I feel like they were like about an hour long. Me just arguing and fighting with these things. Like here I am back fighting with the roof. So I didn't include the decor video in this part because I put it all together and it ended up being over an hour long, even sped up. So I was like, nope, not this one. I guess I'm really slow with the whole decor because it takes me forever to figure out which painting I like the best, and should this painting be this color or could it be this color? And then I'm finding so many cool things that I didn't know about, like the colors changing. You can go in to change the colors, but it won't even just change the colors, it'll change the painting altogether, which I thought was awesome. So you could have pretty much the same shapes, but it would be different paintings. So I love that. That is so cool. I need a lot more of those though. Give me some more. So I figured that though, since the weather never changes in The Sims 4 currently, that it didn't really matter that I didn't have the interior stairs. So if it does ever change, you know, I might have to change that for this house. I would be very happy to have some weather, but I'm not, you know, I still really enjoy the game. I just think it was a very realistic part. It made the game more realistic to have the weather. And I also really need pets because how am I supposed to make my sim self without my animals? I just don't think I could do it. I mean, I've made a sim self. I haven't played it, but I've made it. But it's my family's nothing without my animals. I couldn't possibly have that work. I mean, I guess maybe if you guys wanted to see a sim self like let's play, I think that could be a lot of fun. Never done a let's play before. Video at least, so I'm not sure how that would go, but I think it would be pretty fun. I would really like to like collaborate with you guys, really, because I mean, coming up with their story and deciding what's going to happen to them next would be so much fun if it was like a multiple person thing, like you guys were telling me what we needed to do next. So that would be a lot of fun. If you would be interested in that, let me know, because I mean, it's a fun way to get into The Sims that's a little bit different if you make it social, you know, because it's not like a let's play it together kind of, you know, social game, but it could, especially using the videos, it could be something that is shared, which I think is awesome. So I did have the here I have the decor for the outside. I did include in the video because I thought there's a lot to my story just out here, you know, because I thought it was so cute with, even though there is that play area right there, I wanted there to be one on the lot, because if you don't put this lot exactly here in Newcrest, then you might not have that, and it needed to have a place where the parents could be chilling, hanging out, and drinking some sweet tea or some unsweet tea or some lemonade or whatever, and be watching the kids swim or play on the play sets or whatever it is. It felt like it needed that. So if it wasn't going to be on this lot, I needed to make sure that those came with it. So here I figured would be like the mom's area, hanging out with, you know, her friends, gossiping about the neighborhood and watching the kids swim and play. And I thought it was such a cute little, I mean, what I would do to be able to just hang out back there. Oh my goodness, it would be so much fun. Just relaxing in the permanent sunlight, having a good old time. I think it would be awesome. So I added some of this because of the terrain issues. I added some more trees because the terrain would have added, it wouldn't have, everything looked so flat, you know, and it wouldn't have been that way if I had been able to change the terrain. I do think that it turned out great even without the terrain options. But that's why I did that. And then I realized that the music was so loud, so sorry about that. I should have taken that part out, but I forgot. I forgot it was there. So I added some flowers to these poles, which I didn't feel like was modern necessarily, but I thought it was really pretty, and I love how those climb, you know, those are so cool. And then if you do a little bit of, you know, move objects, you can kind of like, and then you can wiggle them up and down to make it kind of look like it's actually growing up the whole place, which is cool. I didn't do that this time, but it is pretty nice. So that is the finished exterior. There is the beautiful hangout area. I mean, wow, what that would be like. I can't wait to play this house. I think it's going to be so much fun. So this is the downstairs basement party play area. It's got the workout corner for the son and the father. They do, that's their kind of bonding. So this is the butler's room. I kind of designed it as though he brought his own furniture with him. So, and for me, butler screams guy. I don't know why. I think it's probably all those like Downton Abbey and stuff. All the butlers are guys, and so I designed it as though it was a guy. But anyway, the butler, female or male, would have brought their furniture with them. And then this is the decorated by the mother, crazy colored, vibrant, artistic, bohemian living and kitchen area. The kitchen itself, like the bones of it, is still very modern, still very similar colors and everything, but everything else is just vibrant, kind of brings it out. So that was the master bedroom, master bathroom. This is the toddler's room. It's rather small, so she would need some, probably some more toys and things elsewhere in the house, which I think is cool. That's the teenage son's bedroom. He is rather spoiled, gets a rather large room. So they all live here, having such a great time and going bowling. Probably weekly, I feel like. They probably would go, at least weekly. But I hope that you guys get a lot of life out of this house. I hope that you get a lot of stories out of there and that you find that it fits with your families. And I hope that you liked this video as well. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to see the next one. And I will see you guys next time as we continue to play all the games.